Hey, lovelies. I just got back from the store, well, a couple of minutes ago. Anyway, I wanted to say, I listened to some messages, whatever, and I started laughing because I know they've been going through my trash as well. You know, going through stuff and trying to get something, find something, evidence for whatever. These people are weird, they're weirdos. And I threw up in one of them. I spit in a couple of my trash bags, like literally, literally, they're nasty. Yeah, they could be looking for bottles and cans, they say, but what they're looking for is not gonna work. Do you get it? You know, these property managers and attorneys and what's it called, real estate agents and all that shit. You know, it's not gonna work. They put the low lives up to it, and they're losing. You know, that's what I'm thinking. You know, this John Stuart Mills guy. You know, I had to do a separate video on that one. It all started from there, because he's a colleague to Judge Bumiawani, and she always asked me where my address was. And before, I wasn't even on housing assistance. And when I finally got the letter, and I ended up moving to Phoenix Park. And then, it was pretty quiet, but we had an orientation to tell you this, that, and the other. And they said you have to have a house phone in order to access the gate. No, at that time, I knew the house phone was really so they can listen in to your conversations, whatever. Because they said you can use your cell phone to open the gate when you come in, this, that, and the other. And then, so when I had my little relations and whatever, and I said, hear echoing, but then I didn't really realize it. I was given the benefit of the doubt. But knowing that place was revamped from the drugs and shit like that, it's a pretty good place, pretty nice. But a lot of roaches that hover under the refrigerator because it's warm. So, anyways, I started thinking, because the stuff that you guys were saying is a general messages. I resonated with most of it. And then I started thinking about my activities, if you know what I mean, quote unquote, back in 2008. And then I said, there must have been a camera in the bathroom, because I noticed in North Highlands, like they're going to do here at this place, we're going to test the alarm system, blah, blah, blah. No, they want to see if it works, to ensure they can listen in and take pictures. And I was informed, but I didn't have the energy or the know-how to disconnect the shower head in the bathroom where I was living in North Islands, which is in Sacramento anyway. But someone said that they see me taking a shower, this, that, and the other. I'm like, and then they were trying to give me a hint, like that you get shocked, there's water and in my shower. So I was like, I knew what they were saying, and I knew it was there because people kept describing my body and all that type of shit, what my bathroom looks like, and it was a mess, and it wasn't a mess, when I clean up, I don't clean up, what I'm on my menses. And people were calling me from Afghanistan. See, at the apartment complex, there's a lot of Afghanistan maintenance men or whatever it is, and families. And who else was contacting me? People from Africa. Those videos went everywhere, you know what I mean? So my family probably saw that shit. They're gonna get it. And so, I was wondering, I was like, damn. Because the guy said, wasn't no violence. He spoke to me, I met him online. He was like, so you like to take baths? Because I was on a dating site. I'm like, what? I said, yeah, sometimes. I said, I feel cleaner when I take a bath and relax. And then he described everything in my bathroom. What was on the sink, what was on the floor, shit like that. It's my space. But anyway, and I said, wow. And one was trying to tell me that there was a camera in the shower head, but I didn't take heed, because I did take heed, but I didn't know how to dismantle it. Like, there's one over here where I'm at. I know there's one in the shower head over here, because only certain water comes out of certain holes, even I turn it to like just soft or whatever it is, and that water makes me itch because they put shit in that water. It must be bacteria or fungus or whatever it is, because all over my back, my face, all kind of shit. And I never had shit on my face like that, like this before. So anyway, to reflect back, I'm thinking when I start going through this in '08, I think, because you got described or some of the term messengers and people make comments, and from reflecting back when I was on the dating side, people were saying different things, that Bumi Awani, which is the judge, she was like, what's your address, this and that. And when I said my address, they said I have to give my address. I'm like, for what? She's harassing me. But she didn't know nothing about the law then. That's what made me start really researching and reading up on the law and stuff. And so when I moved to Phoenix Park, which was assigned there basically, it was pretty good. But all of a sudden, things started happening. But also distracted, from other shit. I was like, So that means that there was a camera in that bathroom where I was living, in my whole apartment. And just reflecting back on what you guys have been saying. And I said, I see now. And since then, when I moved from there, John Stuart Mills has been harassing me, stalking me, following me. As they say, Treasure Island. He's in San Francisco. His place is outside San Francisco. Very rich. He has a lot of properties based on grants, GSA bonds, all kind of shit. I know. And he was on my computer. He was hacking my emails. He was hacking my website. And because my stuff started coming weird, I'm like, why is my shit acting like this? And so I'm a little bit tech savvy, a little bit. I'm not up to Windows based kind of, so I'm old school. I'm with the DOS, DOS, that shit. Like I said, that was probably my major in college, computer information science and programming. So, well, said and done, I started thinking, like even here, I said, regardless if this is invasion of my privacy, watching me, whatever I'm in the comfort of my own home, regardless of who's paying for it, who's helping me, or if I'm paying $0 or little or $2 or $5, whatever it is, it's still my privacy, and I didn't consent to this at all. So for those who watch me, naked and all kind of shit, talk shit, whatever, you're just as guilty. You're just as guilty as me performing the acts, like women or whatever it is. You guys sitting there watching and laughing. No, you guys are getting off on it. It's pedophiles, perverts, And my thing is, because I went to the store this morning before it gets too hot, to buy dinner and shit, and I think to myself, I was like, well, damn. I'm too afraid to leave home for the fear that maintenance people come to my shit, snooping around again and poisoning my food, If they do it, I'm going to file charges for attempted murder. I'm telling you, I'm going to go to the highest of the high, get them, surveilled and get the records looked at. Keep messing with me. But, I was just thinking about that. I was like, well, fuck. So when my son was little, that means they're watching him too, And before we went to the shelter, they were following me then too. But we gotta watch her. She's selling drugs. Okay, if I was selling drugs, do you think I'll be on the housing? Do you think I'll jeopardize my reputation? I'm sorry, I'm stuttering, but I'm just so mad. I wanted to make sure that I don't, say the wrong things. But, do you think I will mess my reputation or get a charge while on housing, allegedly selling drugs? If they haven't found nothing yet, they try to set me up, but it didn't work. Or like the maintenance man, when I was in North Highlands, they would come to my apartment when I'm gone. They'll dismantle the garbage disposal with water everywhere. I was like, what? I just washed this shit this morning, and everything's intact. Come back home, turn the sink on, and there's water. And then I used to keep jars for the oil, like cooking oil. So I pour it in there and I'll throw it out. And then the one jar was like right under the garbage disposal, like at the certain holes that where water was coming out. The time I didn't really notice it, but to reflect back, I'm like, what? And then so I'm forced to contact them. And then when they come in, they throw shit, because, I had a lot of shit in my apartment, because I came from my house before, and then I moved to, North Highlands. And I wasn't throwing my shit because, I had to go through it, and, of course, many years later, I didn't have the energy to go through all that shit, and there's no storage space, so I put everything in the kitchen. And so what? It's my space, whether I have it, if it's filthy, That's me. If it's this, it's me. If you don't like it, then fucking come in and clean it up. You know, people literally horrid over there. Even dogs, cats, cigarette smoke, shit all piled up to the ceiling. They did nothing to that with one woman. You know, there was shit piled up to the ceilings in their apartment. They didn't say shit about that lady at all. Maybe because she was non-melanated. You know, that kept me sick over there. You know, you can't function, you can't work, can't do anything. I try to blast my music, but the more I blast my music, the more they smoke. You know, that was like me, responding. But overall, it was like, I'm just floored. Because now it's not really bothering me. It lets me know that people are pedophiles, and for the John Stewart Mills, which he goes by John Stewart, he has a forex exchange, and I believe it's false anyway. He makes you think you're making money, and then he takes your money, and that's it. You know, because nobody got money for that place. Maybe a few people make it appear such a way, but it's all scheming and scamming. Like I told my kids, the same thing. And then it's like, you know, at first he was whoever his people were, they were contacting me. One guy was asking me for my bank information, you know, and his website, he doesn't even have a real website. That's how dirty he is. He's an attorney, and he works in the Sacramento courts. You know, he's the one who started him and Blumi Awani, she's a judge now, and she is connected to my ex, is a Nigerian, and he started it as well. Where's her address? He was harassing me, sending documents to the DFS, which is the Department of Family Services, the Welfare Department, saying that I had 2 Social Security numbers. He was going in, posting stuff online, changing my my records in the court. They do all kinds of stuff. And meanwhile, he's married to a Zimbabwean woman, you know, and they didn't even want my kids no way. It was about control and ruin them psychologically. You know, why would a grown man want daughters? Meanwhile, you have 2 kids already with somebody else, and they neglected my children. You know, and people kept asking, why would even when the Nigerian guy I used to hang with before, he would say, why would a man fight so hard for girls? The question was really basically saying, is he a pedophile? Is he this? Did you do anything to your other daughter? Whatever. You know, I kept quiet. I didn't say nothing. I said, yeah, you're right. It was odd. Most men fight for their sons. You know? So it's like, okay. And lo and behold, you know, they had people sitting in front of the place, and I'm like, if I was supposedly selling drugs, then why didn't you arrest me all this time? And why would I jeopardize beyond housing? And some see, they made me in destitution. I was working and everything. I remember when I was like, oh, well, you are CNA? And I'm like, they kind of shut down on me. I said no, but the other Nigerian woman who worked for child support, she gave my work information to Blumi Awani. She gave it to my ex, and they were harassing me, calling my job, saying that because I used to do the hiring and firing of some, or not really hiring and firing, but approve and do the give them their what's it called, the security clearance information, so they can work on the the military, whatever military base, and next thing I know, because I took this one woman who's she was sleeping with my ex as well. They called the staffing agency and said that I don't know how to hire people, because she kept asking me, oh, if you're a veterinarian, can he be a doctor? I'm like, what? Like, just fucking with me. And then so a contract ended. I do 2 bases, military bases. And then, I was making good money, and I was teaching as well. They had me so stressed out. I was like, fuck. Then I was working somewhere else. They called up there too. I had got all kind of awards and everything else. Patients loved me. Assistant in general surgery, urology. I did all of it. I was one person doing it all. I worked up in Rockland before any black folks up there. All that housing before, this was in the 90s. Late 90s. And he liked that. I had another car, I had 2 cars. Because if one breaks down, I use the other one, because being a single parent mom at that time. And he was like, well, how did you afford that? He was so envious of me. He was nothing, you know, and he lied. He's from Georgia. I found a passport and some information with a different name with his picture on it. He told the immigration that he lost the passport, and I was like, no, he didn't. The passport had his picture and a different name, you know. And he was in Georgia. He came from Georgia to Sacramento during the Olympics. I was in Georgia at the time, and my mom had said, well, why would somebody leave Atlanta, Georgia, the utopia of the South, to come to Sacramento? And my mom said, he's hiding from some woman. And my mom said, I was so naive in the sense that he probably ran from Georgia because of the woman he was probably dealing with. He probably did something over there and changed his name, you know, come to Sacramento. So it's like, you know, for all this stuff, and Women One was going hard too. She was going hard. Everybody said, this is personal. I'm like, personal for why? And people were telling me, they said this would be an item before. But, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. They said, well, why would she fight so hard for your ex? And he didn't pay her nothing. He didn't pay her a dime. Maybe on paper it looked like he paid something, but no, he didn't pay her a dime. And she was limited scope, which means that she was only focused on child support. She went all the way through custody. She's a fraud. Yeah, I said it. She's a fraud. And she's the one who started with this John Stuart Mills. He knew nothing about me. Then he started following me and having the sheriffs and the police and the helicopters were following me around. They had drones. I was on the rally at the Capitol this is when Trump was like was rallying for his office seat, whatever, the presidency. And me and my son went there, just for support. We see no black folks up there, but maybe 1, 2, 3, because me and my son. And we were rallying, and then there's a drone right above me. I said, oh, okay. They had helicopters following me, fire trucks. Everywhere I went, they had the false fire trucks, the fake fire trucks. It's called fleet management. Following me around town on DoorDash. Putting tracking device under the car. I already knew. I seen them do to other people's cars. And one of them called me a snitch. And one sheriff officer, I was on DoorDash. I was at the liquor store picking up an item. It was some alcohol. And it was an order. And so they kept following me all through town. And these are people who work in the North Beat. They're like criminal sheriffs, deputies. And one was on the passenger side. I pulled in, and I walked real slow. And he said, snitch, like that to me. And I said, what? I thought he said, bitch. He called me a snitch. They all call me snitches over there. I was like, damn. Because I had told a resident where I was living in North Highlands, I said, check your car. There's a tracking device under your car. And I seen them come later, because I always be up at night. I don't sleep. And then they came late at night. The fire department acted like they were looking at something. And it has long stick and it has this circle thing. And they put it under somebody's car. And they drove off. Oh, yeah. And then 2 houses across the street, they were part of the police. Oh, I already knew already. That's what they hated me, because they thought I was a dummy. And so they started harassing me, breaking my car, putting shit in my car, taking my shit out of my apartment. Now, all of a sudden, the sheriff said they thought I was some kind of mental ill because Warren Smith had said something about that. And then they spread it around. Oh, she's mentally ill. If that's the case, why am I not in the system? Why am I not 5150? Why wasn't I never in the hospital? And they started trying to stop me from getting a firearm and all kind of shit. And when that sheriff came to my apartment in the Highlands, like I said before, he called somebody, I believe it was Warren, and said, what you trying to do, get me in trouble? Or no, he said to lose my job? Because he came to my apartment, had the camera on. They never put that camera on in the North area, never. And he turned around in my room, so I had the bed kind of out, and had all my purses, all my handbags, and he was like shocked. He probably said, damn, okay, she live like this, okay, she have a desk, she have a computer, big screen, for my computer area. I had the news going on, they were looking around. It was tight in there, tight squeeze. But he looked around, he was mad. He turned red. And then they'll come out late at night, take a picture of my car. I sit in their system, running my plates. But somebody did that and put it in the system, not the sheriff, because it was even clear. It looked like a cell phone picture. You know, and my driver's license was in there, my face and everything else. I knew all that. So I just wanted to say, you know, this invasion of privacy and audio and you know, looking at people naked and shit like that, that means that they get off on that shit. That's perverse. That's voyeurism. You go to prison for that. You get charged for that. Everybody thinks a game, laughing because they don't say any names, but you know, certain things that you should even know, especially about me, because I ain't been with nobody for about 3 or 4 years, if that, or whatever year it was, and I ain't gonna be with nobody. Fuck these niggers, not niggas, niggers. You know, they ain't worth my time. You know. And the thing with it is, like, you know, you go to prison for this. You know, and one of the maintenance guy who first put me in that apartment, you know, did a walkthrough. He worked another property way in Santa Rosa. And the one manager said, "Oh, we have to make sure we do a background check because they had a lot of felons there, pedophiles working there, sex offenders, drug addicts." So I was wondering, I said, "Damn." You can tell it from prison, the way they you know, because they have, you know, they've been in it for a long time, how they sit. Somebody, he's a supervising manager, whatever. I was like, that guy, to myself, no. So he's an ex-con. You know, and then Warren pays them. He paid that Angela Jackson a wad full of money in an envelope, gave it to the maintenance man. It was early in the morning. She had no pocket. She wrapped her money up in that white envelope and told her people to get up, he's about to go buy a car. And sure enough, she came back with a blue Kia. I got the picture of it too. All kind of cars they bought that same day. Everybody had a car. That's what they do. Now they hire these young people to do it because they want the adults to be implicated. But they can be implicated. They can be charged as an adult as well. Aggravated burglary, you know, attempted murder. That's what they hate. I know what I know. No, I do a lot of reading. That's what I do. They don't like that. And like they told me, I didn't fit the community. It's because, I guess they say I knew too much. No, it's about books. Most people, like I said, are 7th grade educated to 8th grade dropout. Most of them are on SSI, drugs, pills. I mean, alcohol's not a big deal unless you abuse it. Fighting, they don't reason. Like, see if you have a disagreement. Like, for example, where I came from before and how I was raised. You know, if you have a dispute with your neighbor or whatever, you go and talk to them. Hi, neighbor, I'm such and such from blah blah blah, and I understand that, you know, such da da da. I don't want to make any misunderstanding. And then it's like, oh, no problem. I'll just, you know, we hash it out, we talk it out. But them motherfuckers over there, they want to fight you, body slam you, bust your window, cuss you out. They go into the office with a hair wrap or a shower cap on, just getting out of bed, you know, all kind of shit. I was like, wow. You know? And when they take their kids to school, they don't even take a shower. Get up and go right down to the school. I was like, wow. So those people there, you can't reason with those kind of people. Those kind of people. Yes, I said it. So, like I said, I have a right to privacy. I have a right to them to be, violate my 4th Amendment right, search and seizures, you know, and burglarizing my place, voyeurism, you know. I'm gonna make sure that somebody will go to prison for that, you know. And my bitch ass family didn't say shit when I was in Long Island. When they come to my apartment too, they sit there quietly looking at the TV, like they already knew about a TV, you know, and they're sitting there like just sitting there, you know. Instead of being woman enough to say, "Hey, Fatima, there's a camera in there. You know, they're watching you, da-da-da-da." You know, I win, you win. They didn't say shit. And my brother, my younger brother, who I believe, well, I didn't believe, but anyway, he said, yeah, I met a guy, I was working at, you know, our other brother's shop that he had in Oak Park. So, yeah, there's like magnets in the carpet. So, and I said, and I made a mistake. I said, yeah, you know, in my apartment, just like these magnet things, I walk on the floor, I can feel them buzzing. And he said something like, yeah, you know, this guy approached me, and he said there was like magnets under the floor, and every time you walk, they know which room you go into. And I remind you, I wasn't even living in North Highlands at the time. But then I started thinking, I said, well, shit. And I told him, I said, yeah, I got magnets on my floor. This when I just moved to North Highlands. You know, because every time I walk, the girl upstairs, she followed me. Because, you know, the floors are really thin. And I leave the living room, she leaves the living room because she's heavy-footed. I go in my room, she goes in her room. I just play loud music because they smoke that shit. She turns my shit off because it's all connected. The wiring is all connected. Yep. I go in my son's room, she goes in her son's room. You know? People are weirdos, pedophiles, perverted, perverse. I don't give a fuck. The state employees, because that's what they do with low-income people, and the housing is involved in it too. Because people who were stalking me, I seen them out of housing. I was like, what? It was like, as they say, as Kendrick Lamar said, you gotta get up and show them, and God basically want to show you what the deal is, and that was the deal. I was like, what? And then where I'm at now, I was at the store, like I said before, and they were all right there, working. So they must live at those apartments, which is under Reliant, or now it's under Cornerstone, live in those apartments, because there's a huge apartment complex in that area. And one guy told me after I bought my pillow, he was like, he said, oh, be safe out there. Like, I didn't say anything. I said, oh, I will, thank you. It was daylight, and it was hot, so why would he say be safe? Instead of saying, have a good afternoon, or have a good weekend. No, because they were all part of the people who were stalking me. And I seen them too. I was shocked, but I acted like I didn't react. And when they seen me, they were stunned. They could lose their income. I can really do it if I really wanted to. I can call up to the store and say something. It could be false as hell. Now how would they feel about that? You know? But what I'm doing now, I'm documenting everything. The same thing I did over in North Island. They keep bothering me. You know? My thing is the audio. Somebody said, where you living at, or where you going to, something like that. And I told them the place, and they said, well, why would you want to go there with a bunch of Section 8 tenants, and they got microphones on the wall? Same shit they did in North Highlands. I started laughing. I was like, well, if I was tired too, and I wanted to be able to relax in my own space, but I said I didn't consent to this. And this is an invasion of your privacy, Fourth Amendment right. You know? And First Amendment. First, Fourth, search and seizure. I forgot the other one. I haven't been on that shit in a minute. You know? Like I said, I'm too afraid to leave out of my own place. You know? Fear they come in here looking stupid around and poisoning my food. And my stomach's going down now because I'm very careful. Before I was kind of careless. I'll leave shit, you know, I'll be hungry or thirsty. I said, let me just drink this, let me take my medicine, whatever. And then next thing I know, my shit started ballooning up. It was starting already, I was in the shelter. Then all of a sudden, it started getting hella big. But it's going down now. Because I'm very selective now. Anything that's in there, I don't care if it's, I took one swig. And if I'm gone, and come back, or me and my child's gone, we come back, I'm throwing it out. I don't trust these bitches. And I'm going to charge them, every bit of it. And then another call CPS on me. I'm not saying here, whoever did, I'm going to find out. 5 referrals. You hear me? 5 referrals. I know they did North Highlands for whatever reason, but they can't come to my place. I'm trying to tell you, they won't come. They know their parents. They won't come. Like my daughters. You know, they're being disobedient. My brother was involved with that. He encouraged it. And his bitch-ass wife from Oakland. They encouraged it. The Bays. The Colts. You know? Interfering in my family. And they even said they want to go to foster care. I'm like, I said, who told you this about foster care? It was this woman She was a prostitute. Her name is Cherish something. Cherish. I forgot the girl's last name. I have it on my flash drive. Cherish something. And my daughters were over there, hanging out over there. I took one to school, and they're like, "Yeah, right there, right there." And I acted like I wasn't paying attention, and I said, "Okay." And they had to do trash over on the driveway. I saw the letter, like some mail, whatever. And then my mom was telling me, "Oh, you know, your daughter's right around the corner, right there." But my brother was telling me he was running around the corner on a different street. But he knew where she was at. That girl knew my brother. That was incarcerated, allegedly. And she was a prostitute up from, I want to say Butte County or some shit. You know? And tricked my daughter out, too. I remember one time she changed her profile picture on Facebook when she was in high school, I think 10th grade, maybe 11th. And she said, money motivated. I said, money motivated? She showed all kind of underwear. And my other daughter, she was mad at me or something. And she said, that's why you be prostituted on Sunrise. She was having a flashback. I said, prostitute on Sunrise? And I didn't know that was a prostitution area. So that means my daughter, my oldest one, was prostituting on Sunrise with that bitch-ass girl, Cherish. And they call her, the woman called my daughter, oh, hey, daughter, all that shit. I got all of it. And they were doing Molly's or whatever it's called, with Jolly Ranchers and Sprite and syrup, like cough medicine. I got that too. I want to post it, but, you know, and I didn't know. And everybody knew about it. And they were egging them on. Yay, you look beautiful, you look nice, this and that. Knowing they're trying to just destroy my family. They didn't like how strong-willed I was. And I still am. You know? I told my daughter, don't let nobody in this house until when I get back or whatever case may be. Whatever, I don't care who it is. Relative, anybody. Don't let nobody in my house. Why? And they did. And my brother stole all my shit. Cause, I mean, well, now I know because I found shit at my mom's house when she passed away. And then my sister was like, oh, well, you know, Mama used to use a hair curler. I said, no, she's not even coordinated to use the hot hair curlers. The little small ones that you make little curls, like bump curls. Because I used to do my hair a lot back then. My fire extinguisher was there. You know, all my shit was there. And then one of my child talk about my insurance, talk about, yeah, you know, you're supposed to use it when you're alive and shit like that. I'm like, how you know all this about my shit? It was in my filing cabinet. How you know all this? I mean, that you took my shit and talked to your so-called friend, which is a property manager, who's an investor, you know, about my shit. But I changed everything over the beneficiary. I changed everything. You didn't kill me. I think that was part of it too. And then they say, I know, I'm on identity theft. I'm like, what? And see, no one will tell you that, but my brother was doing identity theft, did they? Nationwide. And they say state to state. You know? And his wife was involved. And supposedly the brother got killed because they were all together doing it and they snitched. You know? The feds even said it. Not the feds, the court even said it. We're in Oklahoma. But see, people don't read in between the lines. They don't listen. They read the surface. That's why there has to be comprehension. If you don't have no comprehension, then you're fucked. That's what's wrong with people in North Islands. There's no comprehension. Now, you do all this stalking and harassment and shit like that, and scheming and scamming, think you're above the law. You know, the whole ordeal was, if they go down, you're going down. That's an old tactic. That's what they're trying to frame me. Oh, yeah, she was here. She doing this. She doing that. You know, you can't really tell what I'm doing. You know, but they have satellite imagery. When you leave out your place, she's on the move. Okay, she's at the store. Okay, she's sitting in her car. Okay, her conversation is this. I remember my phone would be echoing bad. Even then, too, I suspected they were on my phone. And I'm hiding. You know, or she's going to pick up the kids from school, or she's doing this, or she's protesting, or she's doing this, she's doing that, or she's at the film thing. They know what I'm doing. It just these locals here. I remember when I had Department of Defense on my computer, on my internet, and I was like, I said, because I did some this codes you use, and you can tell on your computer or your network. So I ran my network, and I said it showed AT&T, of course, but it was AT&T was in the East Coast, and then it said Department of Defense, and then it said the IP address. I'm like, that's not my place. Then it said the person was a retired Navy officer. They look up the retirement. I have a printout on my flash drive. I gotta find out so much shit down on there. And then it said how they got the grant to use military style surveillance and guns and infrared technology, all kinds of stuff. It just popped up on my screen. So I ran their IP address. So I got mad and I contacted the number that was on the IP address that was on my computer. And then I called NSA. I said, "Hi, my name is Fatima Kadambusi, and I'm from Sacramento, California. And I noticed that this Department of Defense on my computer." And I said, "I have no involvement with them." I said, "What's going on?" And they said, "Are you civilian or are you active military?" And I said, "Civilian." But even with that, I have no connection. I said something to that effect. And then they said, "Well, if you're a civilian like contractor, then they don't know." So that's when I noticed that there was a military guy who was hanging out in front of us. He's an older Caucasian dude with a mixed child in an SUV or like a what's it called, Jeep kind of cars. And I said, okay. He was standing around when I was taking groceries out of the trunk of my car. So fast forward, I contacted NSA. And you know what they told me? Can't tell you that part, but it brought me back to the local sheriff department. I said, oh, okay. I wrote a letter to them, wouldn't give me no information. I was like, okay. I passed my background check. I'm on no list. I'm not on none of that bullshit. They know who I am. They know what I do. They've been following me for years because on false information. My thing is, you people think your phones are like, you call anonymously or use a different phone. They have voice recognition. They know who you are, or where you call from. They follow the trail. Oh yeah, she's doing this, she's doing that. And then they're going to be thinking like, okay, well, if she's doing this, let's check you out. What's your involvement? Why are you ratting on your so-called friend or family member? If you know the details, how do you know all this? It's so dumb. And they know, because when they were fucking with me, like my ex and Boomy and Wani, they made me lose my job. My mom said, they don't want you to work. Don't you get it? They want you to work on paper, but they don't want you to work. They want to keep you like on welfare so they can monitor you, what you're making, what's your finances. They were so obsessed about what I'm making, what I'm doing. I try to work again. Bam. Why would I want to go to work if someone be calling my job? And then I'll be fired, struggling how to make ends meet, get another job, to pay my bills, get housing. Oh, no, I'm not going through that again. I'm not going through it. They would say, you need to be independent. No. For who? For you? Why are you so worried about it? Then when they give me a job and make sure that I stay there. Or some employment. And so I was trying to do my entrepreneurship, to be self-employed. They didn't want that either. They blocked me on DoorDash. And as soon as I get settled in my place, this place I'm in now, you doing work for DoorDash again? I'm like, no, hell no. I ain't say that part, but I'm like, hell no. I ain't say that either, but you know what I mean? I was like, no. You guys blocked me for months. From January, February, March, April, May, 5 months. I was stressed the fuck out. So I had bills to pay. I couldn't even get legal counsel if I really wanted to, because I was working hard. I was making like $250 in 2-3 hours. They want me to be on that welfare to find out what I'm doing. They ask me about my bank account. This bank was closed since 2022, if not. And I know who did that. Why are you asking me about this, something that I haven't even put on no documents recently? That's what I'm saying. Trying to get me caught up. It's not going to work. Because they would lose their job. Well, then why would they have private investigators go find that out? You know, ain't no private investigator. You know, but my thing is, them cameras, them audios, and I already know it's housing, part of it's housing. Because somebody said something before when I was out of town. I'm like, damn, you followed me way to Florida? I didn't say that though, but I already knew. I already knew. They had somebody following me. I was in Florida because they have properties. The Reliant properties were here in Sacramento, but they're also in Florida too. I already knew. So they're wondering, how she know all this? Who's giving information? Nobody giving information. I do it myself. I'm not scared. See, that's a problem. People are too chicken shit. They're too scared. They do shit behind my back, talk shit behind my back, but they can't say it in my face. They can't do shit in my face. They can't come to my apartment in my face. You know, they do it behind my back. And they laugh about it and giggle about it. But karma's gonna get them anyway. And see, the little acts they do, these people, it affects the businesses. That's what they don't realize. Because if I can't get to you, I'll get to the business. You know, because they change their name, they hide their assets. We already know some of them are offshore. Not recently, but I already have the UCC filing statement. If you know what that means, Uniform Commercial Code. So everything's a business in the United States. Even you are a business because you're a corporation yourself. But I don't want to get into all that. They put in to say that this bank, they in debt with the bank. No, they're not. Since when? You know? All I mean, they made, the taxes were only $500. A big apartment complex. Come on now, please. Because a tax bond place. But they overcharging folks. They better leave me alone. You know? The same shit. And like, how can this people from over there be fucking with me from way over here? But we're so close in proximity that, you know, they say, watch her, she's this, she's that. No, they're paranoid themselves because they're on drugs. They're paranoid because they've been doing bad things for years. And they hire these lowlifes to do the dirty work. You know? Like I said, when they took off my paper license plate, tore it up, they put it right in the bushes, right there, in view. It popped up there, all of a sudden it was there. I was like, oh, okay. But I already made a report, just in case they use my number to do a crime. Yeah. But like I said, I never consent to this voyeurism. That's punishable. You know, in prison time. And they do it so sleekly because I was looking at some wires. Well, I don't want to say that either. Anyway, they do it to all their apartments. And they're perverse. They should be on the pedophile list. Whatever. Megan's Law. You know, sex offenders. And then they talk shit. Even women too. They talk shit. Oh, they look at her body. Oh, she got spots on her back. What I do, you know? They talk shit. Even over here, they say shit like subliminally. I said, okay, don't worry about it. I'll get you too. You know? That's why they can't face me. And that's the thing, that people are too chicken shit. They're too scared to speak up, to fight for their rights or their own right. Even if it's right or wrong, you know, at least you tried, you know? These people are weird. They're gonna kill you. Okay, well, and if it is, it's just destined to be. Speak up. If you see it's not right, speak up. That's what your mouth is for. And yeah, of course, they're going to retaliate against you. They're going to do all kind of bullshit. But you have to be mentally prepared for it. They want to stress you out, get you all paranoid, or that's the diagnosis, but get you all uptight and conscientious, which is me. I mean, no. This is like textbook psychology. I'm up all night anyway. I can't sleep at night. Never have. When I did, I was in deep sleep, you know. And one of my windows were open. I was like, oh, okay. But anyways, until next time, you guys.